Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Jane. My husband Mike is behind the camera. We're British, early retirees, debt and mortgage free, and living a thrifty, frugal and money saving life here in Brittany in northwest France. And every Wednesday we invite you to come and join us on the sofa for a midweek money chat. Let's take a look at what we're going to have a talk about this week. So this week is all about the easy, everyday money saving. Those simple things that we can do. When we're trying to save money, we don't have to make our life complicated. We can literally take a very simple route and those little things that we do on a very regular basis that all add up. Without further ado, let's get started. The first one is so simple, and I'm sure many of you do this, and that is to wash and reuse. Wash and reuse your foil. Wash and reuse foil containers. Now I buy foil containers for batch cooking, and I buy them because my freezer is tiny and I need to pack as much in there as possible. But I use those 3, 4 or more times before I pop them into the recycling. I freeze things like soups and stews in Ziploc bags, but I wash them over and over and I use them again. I buy vegetable spread for cooking, for baking, because butter is so expensive, but I reuse those again. I might refreeze a small amount of leftovers, or I might pop some leftovers into the fridge in them, or I might save something like homemade stock and freeze it in them. So whatever you've got for your containers, wash them and reuse them. The next one is to wash and reuse over and over and over again cleaning cloths, and that includes mops. We see it all the time, don't we? These one-use cleaning cloths, these one-use mops that you attach to your mops and use them again. We don't need to do that. If I have old tea towels or old bathroom towels or t-shirts or old pajamas and they've reached their end of their life, they get cut up, stored in a box in my kitchen, and they become my cleaning cloths. Yes, I do occasionally use paper towels for certain hygiene jobs, but in the main, it saves me money. It's very simple and easy to have wash again mops and wash again cleaning cloths. It's very nice occasionally, isn't it, to get a cold beer out of the fridge. It's very nice occasionally to have a crisp, cold glass of rosé in the summer, or on special occasions to have a lovely coffee or to drink those expensive teas. But there's a very simple way to save money, and that is to mainly drink water. Yes, we have our morning coffee, and yes, we have a cup of tea in the afternoon. But for the rest of the time, if we're out and about, we're hot, we've got a reusable water bottle that we filled up from water at home. And if you don't have tap water that's drinking water quality, you can always just buy a small filter jug to use and it'll save you lots of money. So with our meal times, we have a jug of water. With our evening meal, again, we have a jug of water. Just thirsty in the middle of the day, or we're gardening and we come in and we just need to refresh ourselves, we drink water. So a very easy, simple way to save money is to mainly drink water. Right across the world, people dry their laundry outside. I don't know about you, but when it's a lovely sunny day, the first thing I think of is, what can I get laundered and out into the sunshine. There's something about sun or wind dried clothes. They either smell of sunshine or they smell of a crisp frosty morning, and they have a lovely aroma about them when you open your drawer up, and literally the smell of sunshine coming off your clothes. So a great way of saving money is get yourself either a clothes rack to dry your clothes on outside, or a clothes line of some sort. Dry your clothes outside. It's a very simple way to save money. We use a lot of water in our homes, but it's a very easy and simple thing to do to save water. And there's so many ways. Let's go through them quite quickly. We all know we do not need to flush our toilets every single time we use them. We don't need to do that. There's ways that we can keep runoff water. So when we have our shower in the morning, sometimes it can be half a bucket of water coming through before the water is warm enough for you to get into the shower. Keep that water, use it to flush your loo. Same again in your kitchen when you're running your tap to get hot water through. When the water's coming through cold, keep that water to one side. Again, use it for flushing your toilet or watering your plants. And when it comes to washing dishes, I know some of you like to just leave the tap running, don't you, wash water? But there are other ways of washing your dishes. Mike and I were discussing the fact that we use a washing up bowl. We start off with a very small amount of hot water in the bottom of the bowl, and we just wash our cutlery first. And as we're rinsing, the bowl's getting fuller and fuller because we're catching the water into that bowl. The tap's turned on and turned off again. We don't leave it running. So think of those other ways that you can save water. Taking a shower that is just a couple of minutes shorter will save lots of money. If you're having a bath, each time you have a bath, have a couple of centimetres, have an inch less of water in there each time. But there are very simple and easy ways to save money when we come to saving water. The next part of easy, everyday money saving is about not wasting food. And there are many ways that we can think of not wasting food. The first thing is don't buy food that you're not going to eat. Don't buy food that you don't need, and don't buy food that you've already got. When it comes to cooking your food, make sure that you're only cooking as much that people are going to eat. If you are going to have any leftovers, think about popping them in the fridge and having them for your lunch the next day. Sometimes we have things like mashed potato left over. Well, some mashed potato warmed through in a frying pan with a fried egg can make a super lunch for the next day. But let's think about all those ways that we can save food. If we've cooked too much, we can always freeze it for another day. We can always keep that food to add it to another meal. So if you've cooked too many vegetables, you can always stick them in a stew or some soups that you're cooking the next day. A huge amount of our electricity expense comes from our kitchen and our meal preparation. So here's a very simple way to save money, and it works really well if it's just the one of you or it's just the two of you. Not quite sure how this would work if you had a really big family. And that is to cook once and eat twice. So that means I only cook every other day. A simple example would be I might cook a Sunday lunch of roast meat, roast potatoes, vegetables and gravy, and I put that on 4 plates. We'll have a plate each for our evening meal that day. I will then put a microwavable dome over the plates, pop them in the fridge, and the next day, not only do I have the delight that I do not have to cook, but I don't have to put the oven on. I don't have to put the hob on to cook any food. I don't have to do anything more than pop 2 meals in the microwave and just microwave them. And wow, very simple washing up the next day as well. So there you go. Really easy, everyday money saving. Cook once and eat twice. Now, when it comes to shopping, there are so many ways of saving money, but many of the things that we go out there and buy, we can buy them very good quality second-hand. And there are many items that I always buy second-hand. I love to go out and buy kitchenalia, or at least I look for it first in second-hand shops and charity shops and flea markets. It means the money goes to the householder when they are selling things off that they don't need, or it goes directly to fundraising for a charity. And I'm thinking about things like decorative items for my house. Often if I need to buy bedding, and I use that bedding very often when I am quilting, I will buy pillowcases, sheets, duvet covers, tablecloths, those type of things that I'm going to use in my craft activities and in my quilt making. And there are many things that we can go out there and buy secondhand. If you're looking for a bicycle, a piece of furniture, some garden equipment or some tools, it's a great place to look, and it's a very easy, everyday way of saving money. Now, we sometimes think that some money saving is a bit trivial and a bit silly, but they really do add up. And my next point is to unplug and pull the plug out at the socket. We only need to leave switched on our fridge, freezer, maybe our internet router, but we do not need to leave other things switched on or plugged in all of the time. And it's such an easy thing to do, isn't it? You finish making your cup of tea, pull your plug out of the wall. Your coffee machine, pull the plug out of the wall. You finish recharging your phone, pull the charger out. It's a very easy thing to do, and those little bits of money all add up. So unplug it and pull it out of the wall. My next point is all about saving you money by making sure you don't buy something twice, or you don't buy something you've already got, and that's to do regular stock checks. It's really important at least once a week, or if you can't do it then, at least maybe once a fortnight, to do a stock check of your food. Do you know what's in your freezer? Do you know what's in your cupboards? It gives you a chance to stock rotate. Now, it's not just items like food, it's clothing. Have you had a really good sort out of your chest of drawers, your closet, your walk-in wardrobe, or wherever you store your clothes? So you get out those winter jumpers, because winter's coming, that you've forgotten about. Or if you're in Australia, those summer clothes that you haven't worn for a few months. Do you know, ladies and gentlemen, where all your tools are, all your nails, all your screws, all those bits of wood that you've been saving, all those bits of material that you've got for craft projects or art materials that you've got, all those things that you've got for hobbies lying around the place? Good sort out, good declutter, good organisation, and a stock check of what you've got will stop you buying what you don't need. Thank you everyone for watching, and if you enjoyed it, make sure you hit that like button. The channel is really growing, and it is all thanks to you and every time you watch and that you support us, and we are so incredibly grateful to that. We're mostly absolutely thrilled with all those lovely comments that you leave, and we read every one. And now we're going to hand it over to you. Can you leave one. I know some of you like to leave lots, but can you leave one, the one that you can really think of that is your easy everyday money saving that's not been mentioned so far? Because I know people love to read the comments as well. Thank you so much everyone. We'll see you again soon. Bye.